It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have another video suggested by one of you guys in the community. Shout out to the Taxman43 for suggesting this video from Shady C titled Pushback on the quote killer is hard right now quote agenda again. So video is quite long, but I wanted to at least jump a little bit around and kind of give my take on sort of what is being conveyed here. Because this is a survivor main trying to claim as if the game is killer sided, even by skimming the comment section. It's just a lot of just like non-points, you know, a lot of things that don't really disprove anything that we've been discussing, including the fact that they bring up, oh, but killers can streak for more than 100 like, you know, matches. Okay, that's a non-point, as we've discussed many times, and I'll briefly touch on it because it's a point you hear constantly. They'll say, oh, well, killers have gotten to 2,000 wins, and it's like, yeah, but it's not every single killer doing that, number one. Two, people forget who did it, which is Mobile 7th, like a competitive DVD player with tens of thousands of hours, I'm assuming. Like, we're talking about way more hours than all of us watching this. Playing one of the strongest killers in the game at the time. And basically streaking with that character. Pretty much having more hours than all of his opponents, having more hours with that character than a lot of us using Blight, which I don't use Blight, so that already speaks for me personally. I have at least thousands of hours on that character, I'm gonna assume. So we're taking somebody who's already at their peak when it comes down to hours, knowledge, experience, understanding the game, going against casuals on Survivor. What do you think is gonna happen when they're rocking the strongest stuff that they can on a killer that is quite fast and has extreme knowledge on that character? Competitive player. But oh, that means that the whole side, it's like, no, it's one single character with one single player with way more experience than all his opponents. That's a very specific scenario that doesn't speak for the entire side. It doesn't magically make it survivor sided like that. I mean, well, not in that case. It does not make it magically killer sided, is my point. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. So we're looking at a clip here that's being shown.
I'm gonna do
this is one of the strongest pallets in the whole game on any map, honestly.
So right off the bat, I want to mention that this clown is on one of the most survivor-sided maps, having on the map with the most amount of pallets in any map at this point. 5 gens, nearly almost, I'm gonna assume that's 2, either that could be individual gens or that could be, we're gonna say 1 for the sake of argument, 1.5 gens done. This survivor main just mentioned, this is the strongest pallet in the game. Strongest pallet in the game. What does the clown do?
This map does have some
M1 killer, by the way.
strong fucking pallets, I will say. Okay.
Maybe not? Maybe not? Oh, what's up?
He's just standing there?
What's the hold up?
Yeah, what's the hold up?
Now, the clown did mess up his bottle there. But at the end of the day, we're in a zone full of vaults and pallets, and this corner of the map is completely safe. And at any point that the clown decides to break, he can just, like, Otz could drop down to that hole and then chain it to 2 more god pallets. So this entire corner of the map is automatically just a loss. Like, there's literally 0 incentive to go here. So that in itself is the map design, right? And what can clown do, really? I mean, sure, you can be, say, Otz, like, you can, if you're going against Otz, it's already bad luck for you. But regardless, if you're Aaronad, let's say, I would say you might struggle, because Aaronad already had put in the hours to sit there and know exactly where to place the bottle, where not to, and to be an expert at this character, to even be able, because I even looked over the guide, and he had an explanation for this tile. I can't even remember it. But at this point, this clown player most likely is not like an extreme like 1,000-hour clown. I'm assuming that they are just playing for fun. So that means that we can then assume that if both sides are playing for fun, and this is the map they're gonna get, the survivors are going to win bar none because of pallet strength and because of the perk strength. Now in this scenario, Odds doesn't have any perks that are like specifically going to give him an advantage, but say that they haven't used Light, or they haven't used Sprint Burst yet, or they have it Sprint Burst 99 or whatever have you, or it's about to recharge. By the time the clown even has a chance to even get close in this tile, they will automatically speed away to probably that pallet, or probably down there into the bathroom area to chain to the next 2 god pallets. So like there really is no scenario where the clown can make anything come out of this. And that's partially because of his lack of skill, but partially because of just how overtuned Survivor is. Especially when you have the most pallet dense map in the game. At that point, it's just kind of a loss. You're like, all right, well, what can you do? Right? Especially as Clown. Like, what are you doing with Clown? Especially if you don't have the knowledge and placements of the clouds. What are you supposed to do?
Wait, what's he doing? He's leaving.
Bye. He's just fucking off. He's okay. So, and I left a comment or two in this video too, but I'll just go over it here. The killer just threw the whole game right here. I haven't watched to the end. I'm assuming the killer loses this game. It's probably a 4 escape, if I'm guessing. He only has himself to blame. He injured Otz for free. He had a free hit. He pushed him into a corner, breaking some strong pallets along the way. Otz has nothing left. He has 1 pallet.
That's completely inaccurate, actually, because notice how like a Survivor main will frame the scenario. They say, oh, you already took out the resources. Okay, but what about the resources themselves? Like that's the thing that never crosses these people's minds because they don't play killer. My explanation, just giving you the explanation right here, was more in-depth and gave you more knowledge on the game than just saying, oh, well, he just got cornered. Like, that's not going to change anything. This is the game map. This is literally the game map. And mind you, gen speed is gen speed. So, like, what scenario does he getting 1 single down, but he'll lose 2 gens? So even if he gets the down here, it means nothing. Whether he gets the down or not means nothing. And if anything, it makes it worse because then you'll activate Dead Hard. So the clown is at a loss no matter what scenario he's in because he's playing a clown. Your yellow bottles can only carry you so far across the map because now you're getting into bottle economy. And what does that obviously mean? That means if you're using all your bottles to traverse the map, you're most likely not going to have one for chase. You have to pick and choose when you use these things because reloading, it slows you down and that means you can't hit anybody for a good amount of time. You got to time it, which means that if you're trying to corner them and then reload, you're still having to hold them there, which still means no one's injured, no one's downed in that span of time, and then the gens keep flying. So it just goes to show you like the lack of knowledge of the other side is why Survivor mains have no idea what the hell they're talking about when it comes down to how killer-sided it is when it's not. Mind you, Us doesn't even have chase perks and he made it this far. So it's like, what are we talking about, man?
Between him and inevitably, that's an inevitable death.
It's not inevitable at all in this area. Because in any scenario, you're either losing 2 gens, you go down, I mean, you're still gonna lose 2 gens. Then there's no hook really in this area. There really isn't. I mean, in this corner of the map, you have to hope that there's a hook nearby. So now, not only are we committing to the chase, we're getting an injure, we're getting rid of like 5 resources because there's always one chaining to another one. Then we finally get him into this god zone, right? With this area, this workshop, god zone. This Survivor player literally just said, oh, that's the strongest pal in the game. So what stops them from just chaining it over there? Oh, the clown's standing in front of me. Yeah, but he can't really hit you. Like, these sides on both of this table are so wide, and he's walking. You're just gonna outvault him every time. Even, like, only if the clown can properly place his purple and yellow, or I guess you could say pink. Only if he can place his bottles right could he maybe get something out of it. But even then, you got to be so precise with how you place it, because if you mess it up on clown, your momentum at any point, you're not getting your hit. Just guaranteed, you're not getting your hit. Especially against somebody like Odds, who's already experienced as hell. At least probably 10k hours. So like you're just kind of cooked. Especially this clown player. So it's like, on one hand, I understand the idea of like, yo, like, killer players need to improve. I've been saying that since day freaking one. I've been saying that nonstop. I've made videos to try to help killers improve. They don't get seen. Fine. That's not the point. Regardless of that, Survivor players are still also bad at the goddamn game, to the point that behavior has added multiple second chance perks, multiple second chance mechanics. And if they're somehow still losing, that already goes to show you the lack of skill. But the problem is that they're artificially boosting these people's escapes, or at least artificially boosting their performance as it is. And that's the issue.
What does Clown do? He fucks off. One gen finished, and I'm thinking he's panicking. Oh shit. Gens are being done now. One gen went off. Oh no, I have to go back and start kicking the generators. And this is a panic trap that killers fall into. I have so many recorded examples of killers doing this. They just panic. Oh no, the gens. And then they think.
So that goes to show you that this person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Because never, like, and it's really easy to pick it apart. And you try to explain it to these people. You try to tell them in different ways why certain things are done. Why X, Y, and Z occurs. Why this happens. Why that happens. What about this? What about that? And they will still find some way to twist it around in their own made-up narrative. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. The clown already took out, according to what was explained, a couple of resources and got to an area where he literally has to reload and has no other choices but to either commit to the chase or not. Regardless, does nothing. One hook is still nothing in comparison to almost 2 gens done. There is literally zero progress you can pull from that, because it's clown. He still has to mosey his big self all around the map, wasting his bottles along the way, because everyone's gonna say that, oh, use the yellows. So then you're gonna start running out of those bottles by the time you get into a chase. The map is quite big and has plenty of pallets. He's an M1. He's not gonna magically like get hits over walls or through the wall or something. He just doesn't do that. It's a clown player. And then the next thing you'll hear is, oh, just play S tier. And then what's funny, they'll complain about going against only S tiers. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's like, what are we doing, dude? Like, and it still doesn't actually prove anything.
The gens, and then they just have to go to the gens, and they just start kicking, and they're stuck in this infinite combo of always kicking generators, dropping chase to go back and kicking the generators again. The game is a 4 versus 1. If you just keep dropping chase to go kick a generator, you might get one person off of one gen. There's still 3 other survivors. That's not how you win the game as killer.
That is not incorrect. I will say that much. I don't disagree with that. And that boils down to a lot of killer players that are just inexperienced. They just panic, and like, that I agree with. They panic, they start trying to kick everything. But on the other hand, I also understand from the killer's perspective, it's like, no matter what chase you do, you're losing 4 gens in 2 seconds. You could literally just walk across the map and lose 3. You can go into 1 chase, lose 2. Like, the math ain't mathin'. So I get it. I also understand that like you're already lost the game from the rip as a killer player. But somehow, and then this is why I tie it back over to the main point, somehow that doesn't compute for these people that claim it's killer sided. It's like, but how? How? If it was so killer sided, why are people literally losing the match from step 1? Like, they walk up and then boom, the game's over. Like, what? Doesn't that mean it's way harder to play killer because you walk up and that's it? It's over, right? Because if we're assuming, right, 5 gens, game started, clown commits to this chase, loses 1.5 to almost 2 gens for 1 chase. In what scenario is he making a comeback? Because if these are intelligent players, 1 hook does nothing. It's like, hey, get him off hook, boom, fully healed in seconds because they have perks for that. Back to gens. He starts chasing another one. I mean, there's a pallet and then another one and then another one and then another one. You're playing clown. All that time you're like, ooh, better place this here and put the yellow here and then walk around here and then over there. Gen's already done. There's just no time for that. We even seen Aaron switching characters at this point. Already getting frustrated with the game. Already switching the game. Playing Guitar Hero instead or other stuff like that. Like, what does that tell you? But somehow it just doesn't compute. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
You win the game by neutralizing somebody and then continuously neutralizing more and more people. And I mean, fucking hook camping, returning to hook, tunneling or not tunneling, regardless, like that gets you pressure on 2 people minimum, and they're gonna die before like 2 other people can do 5 generators. This clown is being a clown. He's
That's the thing. I agree with this guy, but the thing is that there's just a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of knowledge that's going on here. And it's the killer experience, right? Because when you're in the shoes of that clown, right? You're on the game map. You're playing clown. You only have what, yellow to maybe traverse the map. The game is already over, as he just finished saying. The game is already over from the very beginning because he slightly overextended a chase. Not even like he was there for 5 and oh my god, the game is, oh my god, it's survivor. He committed to 1 chase, maybe a few steps a little too long, and now he has basically no chance of returning. Like, that's insanity. Now, are there scenarios where they can misplay? Which I have to actually see the outcome. I have to actually see the outcome of the match. I'm pretty sure it's a 4-out, most likely. I mean, I'm trying to see if we actually included it in the video. I think that's a 4-out, yeah. Yeah, that's a 4-out. Yeah, that is, yep. Oh, 3-out, 4-out, same thing. So, what is the moral of the story, right? What is the main takeaway? 1, it still doesn't disprove anything that we've been saying. The game is still objectively survivor-sided in every way possible. We already have plenty of evidence to prove those things, compared to just blah, 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 I made up something, therefore, you know what I mean? Which is the majority of what survivor players usually bring to the conversation. Or they bring up the, oh, but 1 guy streaked with blight. Congratulations. Like, that not every single killer player is doing that. It's like, it makes no sense. And I just don't understand. Like, I don't know what else to do with that. You know what I mean? It still doesn't disprove anything. There's not really much disproving anything. My point, because it's still the point still stands. He's on the most survivor-sided map, playing a weak killer, C tier, by the way, and probably a casual killer too. So like, bro does not even have remotely the knowledge to even have a fighting chance. So like, and then he's going against odds. So it's like, odds already is gonna just win that automatically. So I'm like, yeah, it's over. It's already over. Like. I'm not saying like odds unstoppable, but like he definitely has the knowledge, more knowledge than the clown player will, more than likely. So it's already over. Like the battle's over before it began. So it's like, come on. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Let me know. Become a member on YouTube or Patreon, or even subbing on Twitch. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Cargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.